The Motorbike Accident Law Formula 600 Championship is hotting up, and Ben Field here got himself his first Thundersport GB victory yesterday. Tricky conditions here today, though. Will that bring up a surprise result? Well, Richard McNeil here from Northern Ireland, number 22, will be looking to get an extension of his championship lead. He's been doing very well, and Adam Oliver was also on the podium. Look out for Chris Morton Co. Craig Sproston. Should be a good race.
Yes, indeed, Steve. The Motorbike Accident Law Formula 600s. We've been salivating over this one. Really is a great race in prospect, because any one of these riders, I tell you what, there's probably more potential winners out of this lot than most of the other races put together. And there we see Adam Oliver on the yellow Honda, concentrating on the front of the grid. It's going to be watch the lights time. Still, the conditions are absolutely horrible. There we see Ben Field getting away well from pole, number 14, winning the drag race, which hasn't always been the case this year, Steve, because Richie McNeil has proved to be an excellent starter.
He has, yes, and it's a brilliant start from Ben Field. Craig Sproston there just losing a place or two. Chris Mort also getting off to a good start. Chris Mort, you'll remember, was the winner of all three races back at Anglesey, but Richard McNeil has taken to the front there, and Adam Oliver's got ahead of Chris Mort.
Yes, Chris, who really needs some points out of this, because he's not had the best of weekends here at Campbell Park, and he would love to nick a win out of this one. But at the moment, it is Ben Field who's just been headed there by Richie McNeil. So Richie's had an absolute storm. And look at Ben Field. Has he got a problem with the bike, or is that just a couple of errors? Because Adam Oliver moves up into second place. You know, I think he was just maybe caught napping a little there, Steve. Richie McNeil quite certain in these conditions. Adam Oliver looked very confident there as well, didn't he?
He did, yes, and maybe he was indeed caught napping. Just saw a shot there of Kingsley Ruddy and Lance Cronshaw just behind Nathan Pallett, who is a new addition to the Formula 600s for this weekend. So there goes McNeil, Oliver. There's Ben Field now coming under pressure from Chris Mort. And as you said, after DNF yesterday, Chris Mort will want some points on the board here, because any one of these guys could be the leader of the championship by the end of today.
Yeah, it's as close as you like, and this is definitely one that looks as though it'll go to the wire. As I say, we've had any number of different race winners already, and Richie McNeil across the line there, but Adam Oliver matching on lap times, and Chris Moore out-drags Ben Field there. Now, Ben, who was absolutely supreme on this track in the drier conditions, maybe it's that's foxing him. It was his rookie year last year, of course, Steve. He is fairly new to all this, is Ben.
Yeah, well, maybe he's just not a fan of the wet. It does happen, and yesterday, as you said, in the dry, he looked absolutely brilliant. He was only a few tenths off the lap record set by Lee Jackson Sr., and that was the lap record, let me tell you. 22 there. Richard McNeil leads from Adam Oliver. These two guys have been in this Formula 600 Championship a few years now, but they're both fighting for championship this season, and as they make their way down into Mansfield, will Oliver have a look up the inside? He will. We did that beautifully, didn't he? Really did line up Richie. Oh, Richie McNeil.
Stay where you are, dear boy. Super glue on the seat. My goodness me, Steve. Very unsettling for Richie McNeil. Now, Richie loves Campbell Park, certainly, and he's really enjoying his season's racing, but he is one of these riders who suffers from the infamous arm pump. In the latter stages of the race, it can attack him, and that's why, although despite he's had some brilliant starts and good early racing, good leading this season, he has tended to drop back, but he reckons in the wet, because of the conditions, he doesn't suffer from arm pump quite so much.
Ben Field having a moment outside the hairpin. No, in the wet, in fairness, it's very difficult. You have to relax almost in the wet. You have to just soften everything up, because concentration levels have to be at their highest, and you know, you can't push as hard. So maybe that is the reason why the arm pump's not there for him. But a couple of wobbles here and there. These bikes, of course, all tuned, so you've got to be a little bit careful on the gas. There's a shot of 29. Former super teen, in fact, Kingsley Ruddy.
Yep, he's got past Nathan Pallett. And there's Craig Sproston. Craig, who's had some good results this season, and he's up there in the championship points as well. And Craig, once again, he really needs, as the others do, to stay on board and get some good points out of this one. Richie McNeil in second place.
Yeah, I think there's more to come from Craig Sproston as yet. We're still not seeing the best there is of Sproston, and I know for a fact that he's very good at Sletterton. We're there in a few rounds, and he'll be looking to try and get a few points on the board. Also, Mallory up next, but look at Adam Oliver now, completely stretching away with it after that massive moment for Richie McNeil, around about here.
Yeah, there's Richie safely through there. Yes, Adam Oliver, he's a little bit scorchier with the old lap times. He's just set an absolute stonker, and so looking very, you see there just how well balanced he is through there at the bottom of the mountain. Little tiny lift of the wheel up over the top, and looking very smooth indeed. Don't want to put the old commentator's hex on him, but he really does look almost comfortable in these conditions. And Benfield twitching mightily there in 4th place, just behind 34 Chris Mort. And look at Kingsley Ruddy, having escaped from the battle behind, has caught these two ahead.
He has, yeah, he's really caught up, but at the front here, Adam Oliver, number 51, sees the last lap flag. We've not had a chance to speak to him on the top step before, so this would be great news for Adam Oliver. Richard McNeil, 2nd position at the moment. 20 points would certainly be good enough to make him the new championship leader. And there's Chris Mort, followed by Benfield and Kingsley Ruddy.
Kingsley on a real charge, and he's getting it almost, I'd say, into unknown territory. He's been putting in some...
Oh, we've got a rider down at the top there. And Benfield's come out on his own. So what's happened to both Chris Mort and Kingsley Ruddy?
Well, that, I would say, they've been eaten up there at Barn. They have not come over the line. What a great shame to lose those two. Kingsley Ruddy, after certainly the best race we've seen him have. Adam Oliver now getting slightly hooked up behind one of the slower runners. He's out in the lead. He doesn't really need this. Needs to keep it cool, calm and collected. But there we see Benfield now only and lonely in 3rd place. Win yesterday, and a 3rd place would do him no harm at all in terms of championship points, but nothing seems to disturb Adam Oliver.
No, he's very, very carefully and neatly just planting the bike in between the 2 white lines here, and he's just got 1 corner left. Slippery surface flag out, and here we go. A race to the line, Adam Oliver, a fine victory in the MAL Formula 600 class.
Yes, he loves that, and he thanks his bike as well. And there's Richie McNeil bringing it home in 2nd place. Richie will be pleased with those championship points. And Adam Oliver, though, well, proved an absolute master in these horrible conditions. Adam Oliver takes the win. Richie McNeil 2nd, Benfield 3rd. Craig Sproston 4th, Nathan Pallett 5th, and Pete Weston an excellent 6th place. There we see him on the podium, Adam Oliver, Richie McNeil and Benfield.
Winner of that race, Adam Oliver. Adam, you were part of the onslaught last year in the championship until an injury midway through the season. This year, it's a close championship again, and you've got yourself on the top step.
Yeah, no, it's been a while, hasn't it? But I've got there. So no, it was good. I just knew I had to push on from the start. It's Rich McNeil, I know he's good in the wet, like so yeah, pushed on and got a bit of a gap and just tried to hold it there, like so.
How are the conditions out there? Is it tricky? Is it slippery?
To start with, it was like wet. As the race went on, it got dry and drier. So yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. There's a bit of oil, I think, spilt down at the hairpin, so we had to go a bit gingerly through there. But other than that, it was fine. People
to thank?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my mum and dad, because they're always here giving hands, so that's a big thanks to them. There's Rob Dinsley from Design Solutions for a bit of sponsorship that he gives me, and also Alan Tanton and everyone else who gives me a hand, and it's much appreciated. Cheers.
Well done.
Thank you.